Hello friends, and welcome to Lock 5 Studio Fiber Arts Friday. I did decide to come and hang out in the Fiber Arts Studio after all, even though I wasn't sure that I would. So I've got a little bit of stuff lined up here in front of me so that I can do our yarn cast number 9, and I'll share with you some of the final results for Finished Friday that I worked on last week and tell you what I've got coming up this week. So I will catch you in the next video. One thing that I'm really excited about that I set up last week is this little micro crochet live stream area. I sort of feel like Alice in Wonderland diving into another world. The person who designed a lot of these earrings is the same person who designed the Little Hands football that I tested last week and you saw. And she also designed this little clutch. And I just thought I would show it off as like a Finished Friday because obviously there was a long time where I wasn't doing yarn cast, but I was still finishing projects and pattern tests and all that sort of thing. So I thought during some of these yarn casts, it would be fun to pull out some of those and just show you things that I had finished in the last year that I hadn't really done much, but maybe post pictures of. So this is her clutch, and this is Wellstone Creations, and you can find her at wellstonecreations.com. She's on Instagram and Ravelry. It's been a hot minute since I updated you on my Calderwood cardigan, and since it is Fiber Arts Friday in the Fiber Arts Studio, I thought I would do that. My news isn't as exciting as I had hoped. I have a completed back panel, which is awesome. And I completed 2 front panels, and I was so excited to move into assembly and start working on sleeves. I was trying to figure out like how was I going to write up, certain parts, and I was double checking, and I realized as I was doing this that the neckline is not where I want it to be. So what I am going to do, let's drop those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the underarm part because I really like that. But this has got to be decreased almost at the same point as this. So these have to be frogged like down to here and redone, which is kind of annoying. But if you watch the Lock 5 Fiber Arts Yarn Cast number 9, you're going to see that I started another one in another color, and I tell you all about that in the yarn cast. So you'll have to go check that out, and I will catch you in the next video. Well, it sort of hurts my feelings to dismantle my little crochet corner here, but I'm going to do it temporarily for the greater good and make a second cape. Okay, so to make your hooded cloak out of a fleece blanket, this one here I ended up ordering a queen size because it was the same price. So it is 90 inch by 90 inch, and it cost me like 20 bucks on Amazon. So anyways, now what I'm going to do, well, first I have folded it in half, right sides together so that I would know where the center point was. And I'm just gonna mark that with a pin so I don't lose it. And then I'm going to mark 20 inches out along the bottom edge. And I'm going to mark 20 inches out along the folded edge. Now make sure you don't pin all the way through to the other one because we're going to open this up now. Now that this is opened up, I'm going to measure 20 inches on the other side as well and put a pin in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the tape measure. You can like block it if yours does that. I'm going to use the tape measure to create like a semicircle around this edge. And I'm just going to put some straight pins along so that I'll know where to put my bias tape. You're going to put the pins at like a clock face, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there, so you know where to pin your tape. It's this semicircle which creates the hood. And just a reminder, we're pinning the bias tape to the inside of the blanket. Make sure that you open the bias tape as you pin it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew along these 2 lines, a straight stitch, and that will create a pocket in which I can feed the cord through. Now we are sewed along both sides, and I've got a safety pin in my shoelace, which I'm going to feed through here. All right, I've got the semicircle of bias tape sewn in place for the cape, and William is here with some dinner for us and some cards. So we're going to take a little Fiber Arts Friday card break. So we are going to thread the safety pin through, try it on William, and see how it goes. So we'll catch you in the next video. Okay, I was able to actually finish up a pair of earrings while we did our card game and our dinner and our pie dessert. And now it is about time for us to head over to the church because I've got to do piano for Heart to Heart. That doesn't mean I'm done with the cape. I will work on that tomorrow, but I think this will wrap up the Fiber Arts Friday this week. So I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I will catch you in the next video.